Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going through the top teams to run in the Crystal Crawler Primal Lord, which will be coming to the global server in just a bit over 8 hours from right now. This is going to be based on all the testing on the VN server. We're going to begin with the most powerful teams. If you guys watched my earlier video showing how crazy Atalanta is for this Primal Lord, a lot of the top teams are going to be using Atalanta. However, I realize many people will also not have Atalanta built, so there are a lot of other team options as well, but they're just not going to be as good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get right to it with the formations. We're going to start with the overall strongest teams. Now, it will need more testing whether this Hypo and Celestial Saida team is in fact the strongest or whether Atalanta is better. But this is the top performer for today on the VN server. It has hit up to 28 trillion damage. This is the team lineup: Blue Twin on the right and Pink Twin on the left. Real Fresco in front of Pandora. You also have Saida on the Stellar Bond. Illusion Fresco in front of Saida. And you're going to have Pandora and Velara on the faction tiles in the back, so they can spam their ultimates. This will allow Velara to charge up and get the stat seal buff quicker for your team, and it will allow Pandora to spam more ultimates, which is her major source of damage. And then you just have Saida and Fresco, who are going to be unaffected thanks to the twin Stellar Bonds. That is the whole team strategy. Saida will need to be plus 15 exclusive equipment. So the minimum investment would be Supreme and plus 15 exclusive equipment. As for the charms, I will just talk about them because there are a lot of different teams. So Pandora should have the Blast Charms. Saida should have the Blast Charms. Velara should have the Blast Charms. So do not go for these Mystic Charms. It's better for her to be Blast, but if you don't have them, Mystic will probably work fine. Twins should be Sorcery Charms. Fresco, any set or Sorcery Charms. Okay, moving on to the next team. This is a team which has hit 27 trillion damage. It is a combo Saida and Atalanta team. Now, don't worry. If you do not have Saida, you do not need Saida. In fact, the No-Saida version of an Atalanta team is competing with this, if not even doing better. So you do not need this, but I just wanted to throw it in there for like completeness sake. It is going to be a Saida and Atalanta like double damage dealer team. Also Marilee contributing high damage as well. Hugin in front of Atalanta. You have the Lightbearer faction talents, which are just insanely strong this season. That is why this team is basically so good for the Primal Lord. Then you have Saida here as well, and Smokey. Again, we talked about the requirements. Now for Atalanta, you will need to have a Mythic plus 5 exclusive equipment or higher. Now, she can technically work even at lower ascension. However, her damage output is just not going to be very high, and then probably you're better off running another team. But if you have Mythic Plus or above Atalanta, who knows, maybe even Mythic. But Mythic Plus definitely, this will make Atalanta teams the best option for you. And this is the team lineup with the Graveborn artifact. You're going to want to have overloaded charms on Marilee, overloaded charms on Atalanta. So when we get the Marksman treasure, I'm going to make that a priority for my own account. Hugin with Blast Charms, Saida with Blast Charms, and then finally Smokey should have the Sorcery or the Recovering Charms. Okay, next up we have a purely Lightbearer team, no Celestial Hypo team, but this is insane. From Datran, and actually someone hit 27.7 trillion damage with this team today on the VN server, and they only had plus 10 exclusive equipment, Supreme plus Atalanta. So I can't imagine what is going to happen for people who have like Paragon upgraded or plus 20 exclusive equipment Atalanta with the optimal charm lineup. It is going to absolutely demolish, and I actually really think that Atalanta will be in the overall top team, the number one team. But of course, more testing can happen on global server and things could change. But anyway, again, we talked about the charms for Atalanta and Marilee. They have to be overloaded charms. Hugin and Velara should both be Blast Charms ideally. Smokey should be Sorcery or Recovering Charms with the Dragon Roar artifact. But basically, if you have all of these heroes built, this will probably be the best team for you. It's a No-Saida team. It is overall very free-to-play friendly if you have built Atalanta. If you haven't built Atalanta, you can even run it with low copies of Atalanta, but it probably won't be the best for you, so I'll show you the other teams as well. Okay, next up, we have some other versions of Atalanta teams, which I just want to throw in here. Some different options. For example, if you don't have Velara, you can try this team from Noctis with a bit of a modified formation. Now here we have just Damon buffing up Atalanta, Hugin buffing up Atalanta because she is the major damage source. If you guys watched my earlier video, a Supreme plus 10 exclusive equipment Atalanta hit over 18 trillion damage just from herself. That is more than the entire score of an entire 5-man team, even meta team. For other teams on the VN server, and that is all contributed by Atalanta. Anyway, you're gonna have the Dragon Roar spell. You want overloaded charms on Atalanta. You want overloaded charms on Marilee. Atalanta charms are gonna be one of the highest priorities because of how high her damage is. You want to get her the overloaded charms to maximize her. Damon can be a mystic, sorcery. Different options have worked. Hugin should be blast, and then Smokey, sorcery, or recovering. But this is also a good team option. And then we have another version from Datran. This is gonna be a no-Smokey version, but Damon and Velara. But otherwise, very similar to the previous team we saw. And we've already basically covered the charms. It's going to be the same charms for this team as well if you want to try running it. But this is just another option that you can consider with Atalanta. Okay, now we have some different versions. So if you don't have Atalanta, you don't have Saida. What is your best team option? It is going to be this one from Cheetos. This team option, and is crazy because you would think, oh, Harak, Celestial Hypogean team. This is probably like the second or third best team. But no, Saida or Atalanta are the top teams. After that, there's a big score gap. Look at this, 19 trillion damage compared to 27 or even 28 trillion damage for the other teams. So if you do not have Saida or Atalanta, you're not really going to be able to compete for the top ranks of this Primal Lord, unfortunately. That is just the sad truth. But anyway, pink turn on the right, blue turn on the left, Velara in the Stellar Bond, Real Fresco in front of Velara for energy boosting, Illusion Fresco up front, and then you have Harak and Pandora, and you have the Core Forge. This is the only team with the Core Forge spell onto Pandora to increase her damage. Overall, this is a good team. However, for how pay to win it is actually not really competing with the other teams at all. Harak can be Butcher or Balance. It seems like Balance are probably a bit better. Pandora, Blast, the other heroes, probably Blast, Velara, and yeah, other heroes we've already basically covered. So not a bad team, but cannot compete with the top ones. Okay, now we have a Graveborn team from Hoshi. This is still a solid team. Definitely still a solid team. However, it is not going to compete with the top teams. This is even worse than the Harak team, but not by that much. And like the good thing is a lot of people would have prioritized these heroes. All of these have been kind of like a high priority to be pulling, both Damon, Pandora, and Shemira. And so a lot of people will have these heroes even maybe having the good charms. So on day one, this is a great team that you can run. Pink turn on the right, blue turn on the left, Ludovic and Damon on the Stellar Bond, Damon buffing up Pandora. And then you have Shemira on the other faction tile. A Graveborn faction tile is here, and then Dragon Roar Artifact. So if you're going to run this Graveborn team, make sure you have 30 faction talents into Graveborn. I personally do not have 30 faction talents into Graveborn. I have it into all of the other ones. But yeah, so that's something that you will want to prioritize. Okay, and of course, Butcher Charms onto Shemira, Insight Charms onto Ludovic, and Damon probably Mystic Charms. Okay, finally, we have a Walker version of a team. Now, Walker is not doing that great in terms of damage for this Primal Lord, like nowhere like Atalanta. So some people were thinking, well, can I just replace Atalanta for Walker? Well, you can, but it is not going to be you're not at all going to be competing with the top scores like that. Atalanta's damage is just massive for this Primal Lord. There's no substitution for that. But either way, if you wanted to try a team like this is fine. This is a team which is pretty good even on day one if you have the heroes built. Hugin in front of Marilee, Damon further buffing up Marilee because Marilee is your major damage dealer for this team. Smokey deals some damage and buffs your team, and then Walker on the faction talent tile. He'll deal a bit of damage, but nothing crazy. Like not like, you know, for example, in Glyphshade Boss, and even now Glyphshade Boss, Marilee is beginning to outdamage Walker, but basically in this Primal Lord, Marilee is heavily outdamaging Walker, so Walker is like really a sub DPS from this comp, not a damage carry like he has been in the past. But anyway, this is an overall good team. Walker, I don't even know what charms you want to get for him. You would definitely want to get the mythic like charms just to get the quality bonus first of all. But Marilee Overloaded, Hugin Blast, Smokey Recovering or Sorcery, Damon Mystic probably. And those are overall going to be all the top teams you can run. We did it in order of strongest teams to weakest teams, and the Atalanta team probably could even beat the Saida team. This Datran team that we showed you here, this one is insane. This is really, really strong, and I think for heavily invested Atalantas, this one is probably just going to be the overall top team, unless Global Server is able to find another team which is better. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Good luck in the first day of the Crystal Crawler Primal Lord, and if there are any updates from the testing on the global server, which no doubt there will be some updates, then I will make an updated video as soon as we have more information. But for right now, these are some solid teams you can definitely save into your formations and just get prepared. Try to craft either their charms or try to prioritize sweeping them in the upcoming days so that you can just max out your team. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. The takeaway from this is definitely Saida is a beast, but Atalanta is even better. here, and that is just crazy because who would have thought that? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you think about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.